What's up, everybody? I'm sitting over here playing with my lighting, trying to get this right and missed my cue. But anyway, uh, hope that you had a great week so far. Enjoyed your weekend and looking forward to the holiday weekend that's about to start. And that you're not going to be eating too much. We're going to be cooking all day. Me and the cousin that you met in the video, her and her daughter, we cook on Thanksgiving. So it's going to be like slave times and a plantation, cooking for all them different greedy, hungry folks. But this should be good. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're not doing the Friday show this week because of the holiday. I'll be out of town, hanging with the fam. But I'll probably come back early and do something on the weekend. But I'll let you know. Make sure you're a subscriber though, because this will be a pop up. I don't know that I'll do something, but I just have this urge to do something. But anyway, what you are right now is on the Debsterism channel every Tuesday. We come right here and do a live stream advice question and answer show. People send in their questions in advance, so we do not take show questions live on this show. These are questions that have been previously submitted. My cousins go through them. They pick a selection, usually anywhere between, I don't know, 15 and 24 questions. And then I answer them live right here on the fly. You hear them for the first time when I do. So it's always interesting because you just never know what's going to come out of my mouth. You are recovering. Oh, recovering pick Misha. That's her name. Oh my God. Okay, you guys ready? First, let's see how many questions we got. Let's do that part first. Oh, we only have 20 today, but they look long. Well, let's see how we do. Okay. Oh, there's a note on the cover page. It says today's broadcast features dusty, trifling, ratchet parents from across the globe. Oh my God. That's what it says. See? I don't know. Let me see. Can you see it? That's my warning. So, I've never got a note on the cover page before. This is a first. Well, let's see what's going on. Question number one. This is a young woman, 26 to 29, from Devonshire in the UK. Deb, 10 days ago, my boyfriend of nearly 2 years demoted us to best friends while he gets his anxiety and OCD under better control. His anxiety comes out in anger and he says mean things. That is the only problem in our relationship. Not kidding. We've been able to resolve any other conflicts. He also admitted that being in a relationship stresses him and he needs to figure out if it's something he even wants anymore. He doesn't think he's relationship material. I know of two relationships before me that lasted 1 to 2 years each. He broke off one, she broke off the other. I'm completely heartbroken. He moved in with me over a year ago. We were extremely close to each other's families. We do a ton of activities together, made the house, quote, ours. He knows I don't want him to go, and he gets uncomfortable whenever I get sad. The past week has made it clear to me how much I love him and I've fallen for him. I adore what we had, and I want to support him through this, but he just says that this will be best for both of us right now, and we'll take it a day at a time. He says we need to both use the time to work on ourselves, and we should both be selfish about that. He's getting his own place, and he asks if I'd look at it with him and help him shop for a bed. The supportive best friend says go. The broken ex-girlfriend says figure it out yourself. I don't know what to do regarding contact and activities. We've been gym partners since our second week dating. I know that no contact whatsoever is a huge part of healing, but I can't imagine just completely ignoring him. Should I let him lead the way there? Please help me. No, you should not let him lead shit. He's already leading. He's leading himself away from you. Don't you get it? So anything that he asks you to do for him that would be something that a quote girlfriend would do, like shopping for furniture to fix up his place and all that kind of stuff, you tell him no. Do it yourself. Do it yourself or get whoever it is that you're trying to tip out of here to go with, did them to do it. Because this sounds mighty suspicious to me. How you just going to all of a sudden, yeah, exactly, Nurse Sue. He's using this as an excuse. But, he's putting up some very firm boundaries, talking about it's best for both of us. So, see, he's making a decision for you, trying to tell you what's going to be best for you, which is basically him deciding what's best for himself, and he's just projecting it onto you. It'll be best for both of us right now. We both need to use this time to work on ourselves. We should both be selfish about that. So he's telling you what flat out what he's going to be doing and suggesting that you do likewise so that you're not hanging on his ankles, trying to drag yourself with him when he leaves. The best thing you could do, my dear, is to cancel that gym membership and join a different one. Sounds like a plan to me. You should also cut all ties with him. Once he moves out, change your number. Okay, so he can't call you and ask you for shit. Also, what else did he ask you? Let's see. You talk about gym partners and activities. No, you're not going to be doing any activities with him. You're going to be getting a new boyfriend. You're going to be doing activities with him or them, the guys that you're going out with. That's what you're going to be doing. You're not going to be focusing on him anymore. You spent 2 years with him. That's 2 years of, just bye. And it's time to move on. I know it's just shocking. It's still new to you. And so you're kind of, reeling from the shock of it. I understand all that. But what I'm telling you, you're thinking the wrong way. Right now, you're thinking about, you focusing on what you're missing and what you're going to be losing instead of the benefits to you, which is number one, a man that doesn't want to be with you is leaving. Okay, that's clearing the space for somebody who does want to be with you to be there. And I think a lot of women don't really consider it that yeah, change the locks too. That's a good point, Chan V. Since you guys live together, change the locks. Thank you for reminding me. So, change the number, change the lock so he can't be tipping in the middle of the night when you have some other dude in there. Okay? And any other things that you have ties to him, like if you guys bought something together, just give it to him because you don't want it. You don't want it in your house. So every time you're looking at it, you're going to be reminded of him and start crying and stuff. Any pictures that you have of you two that you put together, either put them in a box somewhere up in the closet in the back or just burn them. That's my personal favorite. That's why I don't have any pictures of my exes. They all went into the nearest fireplace or my, charcoal grill. Psh, 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 psh. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to see you in the flesh. I don't want to see you in a picture. I don't want to see you online. I don't want to see you in a crowd. Sound like a Dr. Seuss book, huh? But that's how I feel about it. And that is the only way, young lady, that you're going to move on from this. You have to be very, very firm with your boundaries and do everything you can to cut this guy out. Okay? Let's move on to question number 2. Plenty of fishes in the ocean, honey? Yes. Oceans, lakes, streams, rivers, all of those. Fish just full of fish. Okay. Female, 30 to 36 in the UK. My boyfriend and I have been dating since January. We moved in together in July. Wow, these people move. I'm telling you, they move in together fast. This past Tuesday was my 30th birthday, so this had to be last week. I had been dropping hints to my boyfriend for a while that birthdays mean something to me and that I'm usually extra sensitive. One of the things we fight about is one of my friends, a high school ex. My contact with the ex has been an issue because of my boyfriend's jealousy. After a while, I decided I would slowly stop chatting as much to my ex. It's mostly memes, gossip about other high school friends, and gaming. Anyway, back to my birthday. The first thing my boyfriend says to me when I wake up is, "Have you been texting your ex lately?" Needless to say, my extra sensitivity took offense to this. That was the first thing he thought about. I handed him my phone and told him to just look through at the conversation. He's previously gone through my phone anyway. I tried to shake it off, but the day was never really recovered. He was cold and distant. One of the reasons why he is so jealous of my ex is that the ex and I have had a threesome. Oh my God. How would he fucking know that? You're stupid. Let me finish reading. Something he desperately wants to do and obsesses about. This issue has become the end result of every fight that we have. It always comes back to the fact that I experienced all these things in the past, that he spent all his, quote, youth in a grueling education program and didn't get to have fun, the quote, the way I did. So anyway, our fight ended with him saying that he's worried I've reached my peak before I met him and that he's never going to experience a threesome. It was a nice 30th birthday present and the only one I got to say that basically I'm old as F and apparently not adventurous anymore. I am definitely a tokens of affection / physical touch kind of person. He is usually thoughtful and romantic, but I got nothing of it on a date when it really needed it. I definitely think he has manic depression or something similar, so I do try to keep that in mind when assessing his behavior. How do I get past rude comments that a partner says, even if they say them in the heat of the moment or without thinking? How do you deal with intrusive negative thoughts your partner has that affect your relationship? The threesome has become such a negative thing to talk about that any interest I had in having one has evaporated. Girl, get rid of this dusty fool. I mean, first of all, on your birthday, he couldn't keep a civil tongue enough for you to enjoy this one day a year. He had to wake you up, and the first thing out of his mouth is some bullshit to start a fight and make you feel bad. Don't you understand what's going on with this guy? He doesn't even like you very much, not anymore. It's time to cut this loose. Anytime a guy is going to be comparing himself to what you did in the past and making it sound like it's a competition between you and these other dudes, that's a loser. Okay, he's a loser and he has very poor, something is wrong with him, and he's mad because he spent his time studying instead of having fun. So this is what I always tell you guys about these dudes online, the ones that talk about the quote they're a good man and all this stuff. What they are is really dweebs that are jealous of the very dudes that they're talking about. They're jealous of the ones they call what do they call them dudes? They have a name for them. Pookie. The Pookie and Ray Ray dudes. They're jealous of them because they get the women and they've had the fun and stuff. So they try to put them down and put women down for having been with them and, ignore them. But it's like you're boring as fuck. What does nobody want to do with you? And then you want to try to use her experience and piggyback off of and make yourself feel better? No, you need to get rid of him. He's cold and distant on your birthday and treating you like that on that one day a year. See, I would have been through with him that day. You talking about you all living together. This is the kind of stuff you should not be moving in with somebody before you've known them for at least a year and a half. It just makes no sense, and especially not this age group. Now you old as me, you can do that because you you already know, you know how to read people. But this, you guys are too young for this. You're just in your early 30s. You don't know nothing yet. And then you asking me, how do you get past rude comments that the person says, even if they say them in the heat of the moment or without thinking? Those are the ones that you get rid of because they lack maturity and they lack respect. You don't say things to your partner without thinking. You always close your mouth and think. That's how you have a successful relationship. You're going to keep blowing up at blowing off at the mouth and saying whatever comes into your head, just, ad-libbing and saying stupid shit. That destroys people. It destroys people's self-esteem. It destroys people emotionally, and it destroys relationships. There's no reason for you to stay with the men who talk to you and treat you like this. And over and over and over and over and over again, and you still there. I don't understand this. Intrusive negative thoughts. And then plus you say that you think he's a manic depressive. That's a bipolar fuck. Oh, hell no. Out. I'm out. I don't do mental illness. I'm sorry. I know people have a lot of that stuff going on. And, people take pills for it and all that old stuff. And that's great, grand, and wonderful. But I don't have time. Shit, the ones that's supposed to be sane are stupid enough. So then you're going to go and find somebody who's already like certifiable cuckoo. I'm done. I can't. All right, let's move on to question number 3. This is a female in the 37 to 45 age group from Madison, Wisconsin. And she says, 37 to 45, okay. Here goes. I broke up a long-term relationship only 8 weeks ago. We had an intense relationship. I left him a few times over the years, but always came back after a short period based on his promise to change. And while that worked for a while, eventually he went back to his old ways. Despite this, I never wanted to give up because I loved him. I don't believe I do anymore, though. He has attempted to reach me via text, etc. No calls, thankfully, and I didn't reply until the other day. I told him that I'm out of town, but I would get in touch. Well, that was a week ago, and I still haven't. He wants to just catch up and claims it isn't to get back together. However, he wants to do so in my home, which if I met him at all, certainly wouldn't happen for obvious reasons. I feel bad if I tell him I won't see him now, especially because his sister-in-law is an old friend of mine. What do I do? How do I handle an ex? Girl, what's wrong with you? You don't know how to say no? What's this passive-aggressive stuff? He wants to see you and get in touch and catch up or whatever he's talking about. You are supposed to tell him, I don't have anything to catch up with you about. I want you to die. That's what I want you to do. So go ahead and do that. And make sure your family invites me to your funeral so I can party while I'm there. That's it. That's all I want from you. A funeral invitation. Something smart and snarky like that. So that he understands that door is shut, that ship is sailed and sunk. Okay, you're not interested in doing nothing with him, talking with him, meeting with him, eating with him, drinking with him, breathing on the phone with him. Nothing. 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 Exactly. This is an ignore moment. Put that E on the end. You forgot the E. It's ignore with an E on it. It's ignore with an N in the front. That's my word. Ignore. But yeah, this is time for him. But I just don't understand this. And you feel bad if you tell anyone. Why would you feel bad about an ex? Anything about an ex? What is this? What you guys feeling bad about every damn thing? This guilt that you feel about not catering to men and giving them what they want. You're supposed to go through life telling men no. That's the purpose of you being a woman. Tell them motherfuckers no at every opportunity. Every time it pleases you, you say no. Now, if you want to say yes, then you say yes for certain fun things. But if you don't want to, and you feel like you have to talk yourself into it, and you going through all this angst and commotions and confusion about it, you just tell them no. Yes, there you go, Jim Doll. I don't know. I don't get it. And that's all you do to handle an ex. Just block him. Why is he able to text you? Block him so he can't text you. He can't call you. Block him on social media. Block him on your email. Set up boundaries so that he can't get in touch with you. And as far as the relationship that you have with his sister-in-law, an old friend of yours, so what? I mean, what? I mean, big whoop-de-doo. See her when you see her. Old friend. I mean, she can't be that close of a friend because it's not like you see her all the time. So just leave it alone. When she reaches out, then you talk to her. But you don't reach out to her because she's the sister-in-law of dude. Question number 4. This is from a young woman, 37 to 45, in the Vallejo, California. Hi, Deb. Love your channel. Your advice is very empowering. I like your advice. I'm ready to hear tough love if necessary. Oh, no. I'm 38, light-skinned, mixed black. My now 46-year-old black boyfriend and I were together in Oakland for 2 years. He was a DJ. I live with him. We love each other, but broke up 2 years ago because we fought a lot. He also cheated on me and I on him. Okay, well, even Steven. He moved to New York 2 years ago to be with his family. He's been staying on his aunt's couch in the Bronx. The whole time he's gone, we still text and sext. He was planning to fly me out to New York City last year to stay in an Airbnb and have eggplant. It didn't work out because of money. I asked if he had a lady friend. He said no. Oh my God, that's like a lot of history that I hope relates to the letter. Earlier this year, I got a message from a woman who said she was his longtime girlfriend and pregnant. She asked me to back off for her to sort things out with dude. I found her on Facebook. She's olive skinned, white, attractive, older than me. Okay, what is all this focus on skin color? What does that have to do with the relationship issue? I hate that shit, so this is really making me feel some kind of way. She's older than me, attractive, close to his age. I texted him about texting me. He apologized for that, said they lost the baby. He told me I'm his most important person. Over the next months, we continued texting. He sent me presents, blah, blah, blah. He kept denying that he had a girlfriend. I told him I miss his eggplant. And he said, oh, you miss me. I told him to stop texting me. He still continued. How old are y'all? 37 and 45. Are you sure? 4 weeks ago, I received a text from his phone from this woman saying that she knew about our sexting and planning behind her back. I called her desperate. She called me desperate for hanging on to him, asked if there was no eggplant for me in California. I told her that is her man. She wrote, you can have that sneaky lying piece of shit. A week later, I complained about this to my ex. He had no clue. Said they weren't even talking. A few days ago, I asked him about it, and he said he was pissed at her and done for good. Deb, what does this mean? I love him and miss him. Is there a future for us? Thank you. What am I, Miss Cleo? I don't read futures. All I know is this is a bunch of fucked up bitch shit, silly nigga shit, and a waste of time. That's what I can tell you about this. He's on the other coast with a dumb bitch who's pregnant by him, and you up there acting like that's the only dick in the world. Oh, I have a headache now. Recovering Pygmisha, Lady Boss, can you block that comment, please? We do not go mentioning other YouTubers in my chat. If they want to be doing that, they need to pay me. That I consider that to be advertising. Recovering Pygmisha's comment up there, just delete it. Can you do that? If not, I can do it. I just remind people that on this channel we have rules. Okay, one thing you do not do is insult the other chatters. You do not insult the host, nor do you mention other YouTubers on my channel. Okay, that's the rules. We don't do that. And you're new, so you get a pass because I know you didn't know. I know you didn't know, but now you do. We don't do that because, sometimes people send agents. That's why I do it. People send agents and they be trying to be slick. That's happened many, many times. So, not saying that's you. I'm just saying that's why I made that rule. All right, let's move on to what was that? That was number 4, right? Was that number 4? Yes. Okay, here we go. Number 5. About 5 years ago, I cheated on my then girlfriend. This is before we got married. To this day, she brings it up in any and all arguments. 5 years she's been doing this and has almost completely lost her eggplant drive. We have been married for almost 3 years now. She's 22 and I'm 21. Okay, so wait a minute. 22 minus 5. Okay, so you were 17 when this happened? And she was 16 and she's still talking about it? I don't know what to do. Last night she told me that she doesn't know if she'll ever get over it. She's incredibly irresistible and I'm ready to get hot like every single night, but I can't because she has absolutely no interest. I know she doesn't cheat, so it's not like there's some other guy or anything. I guess I'm just lost as to what to do. I mean, I'm almost ready to slip her some sort of stimulant, but I won't because I know that would just be wrong. Please, please, please help. Thank you. Okay. Okay, how do I okay, she was really young. Okay, you were really young. Evidently, you're her first love, and the fact that you cheated on her hurt her very, very badly. Very badly. It's very unfortunate that you chose to do that, sir. And I think this is something that guys don't understand. When you have a woman's love like that, and you're her first love, you need to cherish it because she will never, ever love anybody the way that she loves you ever again. And when you guys fuck it up and take it for granted and hurt those women, it's like a part of them dies. The part of them that opened up to you. Well, she probably thought Ken's and B that, she would get over it in time. And then now she's finding that she's not because no, that's what everybody thinks. That time heals all wounds. Aren't those the sayings? Love conquers all. Time heals all wounds. How many times do we hear those platitudes about time and, these things kind of, passing away and the hurt leaving us and this kind of stuff? We get over it. That's what we hear all the time. Unfortunately, you're going to have to sit down with your wife and tell her that she's got two choices. Tell her, remind her that you've apologized, that you haven't done anything like that since, that you guys were kids when that happened, and ask her how long she's going to hold on to this. If she plans to get any therapy for it, because this is a bit much. 5 years later and she's still talking about the shit. I mean, there's something that's not right there to still be holding on to that to this level of anxiety. That's what I mean. I mean, I'm not saying she would forget it, but I mean, it's still impacting her daily existence and her relationship with you 5 years later. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's not quite normal. So what I'm going to say is what you need to do is tell her that, right now you're trying to be the best husband that you can be now that you're a more mature guy and because you're married and you take your marriage vows very seriously. That what happened before wouldn't happen now because now you're married. Okay. So you assure her of that. And then tell her that she basically has two choices. Either she can start, making steps to move past this, or you two are going to have to get a divorce because you cannot feel, that you're going to be persecuted for a mistake you made at 17 for the rest of your life. That's not fair. Yeah, she does need therapy. Well, I mean, a lot of people, depending on what part of the country or world they're from, I mean, getting married at that age is a norm. in certain, certain societies and certain cultures. So that part, I don't know. That part doesn't really bother me as much. What bothers me is what's going on with her and why she's hanging on to this. And it wouldn't matter how, excuse me, how old she is or whether they're married or not. This is a problem with her hanging on to stuff that she should be, letting go of. So that's what I would tell you, guys. You're gonna have to be, real tough with her and say, look, this has gone on long enough. So you're gonna either be an active participant in this marriage, or we're gonna let it go, because we're not gonna do this anymore. This has been going on for 5 years, and I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. I've been patient. I've been the best husband I can be. I haven't done anything since then. We were both kids. Like I said, we weren't even married. And I could see it if you all was married, but you weren't. And you were 17 years old. I mean, God damn it. What is this? Oh, wounds are being triggered. Well, of course they're going to be triggered because she keeps thinking about this shit. She's not letting it go. I mean, at some point you got to think about something else. She's not thinking about that. Hey, Vanna. She's thinking about, how he hurt her. So see, you think about you can think about the good part, that what you have is good, or you can think about something that hurts you. And there are a lot of people that like to think about old hurts and bring them up all the time and be miserable over and over and over. Then BWE women do that shit. I see them online posting stuff. There was one post that's going around now. This is a sidetrack, but this is to make a point. There's a post going around about I don't even know who this dude is, that said black women look like dogs or some shit. I don't know. I didn't even read it. But do you know how many times I saw that thing reposted? It went viral. That toxicity went viral because black women kept reposting it. It's like you guys want to spread pain and agony and angry, disgusting words and vile opinions about yourself to other women. I do not understand that mentality. I cannot understand it for nothing. I've been trying to figure it out for the last 20 years. And I don't understand it. Why would you want to spread some shit like that? These nignogs have to do is say something stupid, and y'all take the ball and run all around the world with it, reposting it, sharing it, doing all the stuff, and you do all the work to get their hate out for them. You do that. Y'all had better have enough. You should have enough sense to understand the game and not play it with them. When you see some shit like that, delete it. If somebody from your wall posts that, block them, because that means they're stupid and they don't understand, what's going on here and how they've been played. You guys have to do a better job about guarding your spirit and your minds, what you put into it and what you let, absorb into your soul. He was a basketball player. I never heard of the fool. So I was like, whatever. I mean, who cares what he thinks? Who's dating him? Okay, who's related to him? Who's fucking him? Nobody I know, and nobody that y'all know either. So why did anybody care what he thought? That's the part that amazed me. Who the fuck is he to say anything about black women as a whole? All you know is the dusty bitch your ass slid out of. So you want to call her a dog, then have at it. Because that's the only bitch you know anything about is your mama. And that's what I would tell him, and then I would be done. You know what I mean? You guys, come on now. You got to do better about this. Take charge of your lives. Take charge of your minds. Take charge of what you think and what you think about yourself. Don't let people put shit like that in your head. Stop reading that bullshit. And if you subscribe to channels that have all that kind of toxic nonsense about black women, unsubscribe from that shit. Stop reading those things. Stop it. You're killing yourself. Doing that, you're killing your spirit and your self-esteem every time you read stuff like that, and it hurts you. You're doing that to yourself. You need to be very conscious of it. Exactly. I mean, I see melanated misfits use some bad words, but her concept is correct. They're dusty and they're stupid, and you should not be listening to nothing they say. So in a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get your mind right. And stop. It's all about what you put in it and the poison that you focus on. If you focus on negative stuff, you're gonna feel bad. If you focus on what's going good and what you can make better and what you can be greater later, then you'll feel great. Okay? There's no point in focusing on negative shit. It's not gonna go nowhere. It'll still be there. It's not going anywhere. Trust me. Let's move on now that I get off my soapbox. Let me climb down. You got a time for the sermon? Yes, the Church of Deb. Can I get an amen? Question number 6, female, 37 to 45 from the U.S. My brother is persistently asking my mama for money to start flipping houses. He has a friend who's doing it in Texas. My brother has convinced himself that he can do it too and wants to start doing it remotely from the state we live in. Yeah, she left that out. She just say USA. He asked my mama for some money to begin doing this and told her that he'd pay her back. He said that his friend has offered to oversee the project and get him the workers who will work on flipping the property. My mom told him no because she will be retiring soon. Keep in mind he is 30 years old and doesn't even clean his room. Our mom does. He is now not speaking to her. Good, but I know that he's going to persistently ask her for this money, or at least ask her to co-sign things for him. This is my issue because I would be responsible for her if he happens to drain her financially. My brother lives with her rent-free and has been making good money, at least $75,000 for the last few years. The reason he doesn't have this money saved up is because he is spending on luxury vehicle, his girlfriend, and Jordans. He left his credit card statements around his room, and I've seen where he's charging upwards of $2,000 a month on random things. He does pay it back in full every month. I'll give him that. Well, then he should have good credit. He could be able to go get a loan and do his own, and use his own money. I feel like he's going to mentally drain her so much about this issue that she will give in. Okay, so you don't say what state you're in. Well, I'm going to tell you this. In every state, they have something called Adult Protective Services. In what state you're in, you need to call them up and say, ding, this is the situation, and I feel that my brother is trying to financially abuse my senior mother. Now, if your mother's 65 or older, she qualifies in any state in this country to get the services of Adult Protective Services. This is what they will do. Now, you can set up something where you are what's called her, uh, uh, what they call that, rep payee. So that her Social Security checks and stuff like that, the checks paying her bills, all that stuff come to you and you give her money. So that he can't get nothing from your mama. It's all going to be coming through you. Okay, and you can save for her and do all this kind of stuff. Now, since she's not mentally incapacitated, you would have to agree to that. But at over 65, she can. It's a voluntary program. All APS stuff is a voluntary program. So, yeah, that's elder financial abuse. That's what that's called. So what you can also do is talk to once you get all the scoop for whatever the rules are in your state, you take that information to your dusty ass brother and you say, look here, nigga, you are going to stop asking mama for money or I'm going to file adult protective services abuse charges on your ass. You already using her for no play, ain't paying her no rent and you sponging off of her. This is bad enough. You need to move out. And then second, now you going to try to get her money and she's getting ready to retire and be on a fixed income? Nigga, no. No, nigga, no, that's not happening. This is what we're going to do. And if I see that you trying to get anything from her again, but my next call is 911 and your ass is going to be bounced up out of here and trying to figure out some of that $75,000 you got is going to be used for a legal defense team. That's what's going to happen. And I can prove all these years that you haven't been contributing nothing, just living off her and sponging off her and using her resources for yourself. And now you trying to do it even more. That's not going to happen. You have to come down real hard on your brother, girlfriend. I mean, I know it's hard because people be like, they love their family. Oh, that's my family. That's my brother. Oh, my God. I wouldn't give a damn. Especially when you're looking at the fact that if she rolls over and gives him all her money, then you're gonna have to step in and fill in the gap out your pocket. Oh, hell to the no, 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 no. That's why you have a voice here and you can get involved. So she probably needs that backup. Sit down and talk with her and ask her if that's what she'd like to do to protect herself from your brother if she needs that kind of help. And then you step up. Y'all go to an attorney, get them papers drawn up and file them, and you start handling her money for her to eliminate her from that pressure. He won't be able to get a dime from her unless he goes through you. And chances are he knows that that's not going to happen. And then after that, if you become her rep payee or all this stuff and you become, what they call it? You get power of attorney. You can give his ass an eviction notice. Get them, bounce him the fuck up out that house. Make him go pay real rent and stop buying Jordan and stuff and pay his own bills. Hey, I'm telling you, I would be wearing his ass out. He would be hating me, but I would not give a fuck, not one. Not one. Yeah, he's just, he's about as dusty as they come. Question number 7. This is from a young woman, 18 to 21, out of Richmond, Virginia. Hey, Deb, thank you for answering my question, and I will totally understand if you curse me out on this one. I am a 20-year-old college student, so I like this guy who's in one of my classes. I've known him for about 4 months, and I started liking him a few weeks ago. We start off as friends, and I know one of his friends because I work with him. I could tell that he likes me because I caught him staring at me, and he seems nervous when he starts talking to me, but he has never asked for my number or even asked me out. I was wondering, should I tell him that I like him or should I wait for him to ask me out, which I don't think will ever happen. We are very compatible with each other and we have similar interests, a thing that I have not had with another guy in a long time. I really don't want to ask him out, but I just want to let him know that I like him and I am more interested in getting to know him more. I'm scared that I might be coming on too strong. Well, what are you doing that's coming on too strong? Okay, let me get this straight because you mentioned like 12 different people. Okay, he's in one of your classes. You started liking him a few weeks ago. You know we started for friends, and I know one of his friends because you work with the friend. Okay, that's it. See, I'm trying to keep this straight. You was all over the place. Should you tell him like him? No, you don't tell him that. What's wrong with you? That's not how you handle yourself at 20 years old. My thing is this. You know the pictures of the women that be proposing to men? It's the same thing. What I would do if I were you is I would just dress up extra pretty, put on my best makeup, do my hair really cute, put on my cutest little dress that shows my cute little figure, and I would just bounce up to dude and be like, "Hi, how was your weekend? What did you do? Oh, I did this and that and blah blah blah." Conversation. Let him see that he doesn't need to be scared of you. That it's just, just light and fun. And the kind of stuff that you do and the kind of stuff that you like and maybe something you did with your friends. Let him into your world a little bit, okay? Let him get comfortable talking to you. If he has further interest, he's like, wow, she's really pretty. Wow, she's really fun. She's really interesting. She does great stuff on the weekend. She does some of the same stuff that I like to do. Wow, I should ask her on a date. Then it will happen. That is called breadcrumbing. That's what I call it. That's the breadcrumbing technique. In Deb lingo, now there's another kind of breadcrumbing that's negative, but I'm not talking about that. This kind of bread, you throw him little crumbs, and like a little bird, he pecks along, picking up the crumbs until he reaches you, and then it's like bam. But I don't think you should ever. I would never ask a man out, and I can't ever say recommend that a woman do it. Just like I don't think women should propose to men. You're doing too much. If he want to be married to you and he want to ask you out, yeah, well, he might be. It depends on how scary he is, dear. Keep in mind they're only 20. They're kids. They're young, and he might not have that much experience with dating. It depends how he was in high school. I didn't really start dating until I got in college. And there's a lot of people that are like that. I was forbidden because I was like gang. My brothers took me everywhere I went. Who gonna want to talk to somebody who's got surrounded by three teenage boys look glaring at them? That was not happening. I didn't get no dates until prom. That was my first date in high school, and even then I had to be home all early. So for me, I'm just saying. Not everybody has that kind of experience. So a lot of people go into college with no dating experience at all. And some go all the way through college and still don't have any. So you guys, because that was your experience, that don't mean that's everybody's, okay? And so for when people are this young, I cut them some slack. Now by the time they're in their mid to late 20s and they don't do anything, then yes, you would be correct. But not somebody 19 or 20 years old. No. He's probably just shy and scared that you're gonna, he's scared. He doesn't know if you have a boyfriend or not. It's like he'd be shooting in the dark, setting himself up. So he's most likely a little hesitant. So that's why you do the breadcrumbing, but you stop short of asking him out. Question number 8. This is from a male, 37 to 45, out of Florida. My dad has been on disability for a little under 2 years. Due to his disability, he has early access to his 401k and is able to withdraw without penalty. In just over a year, he has depleted almost $100,000 on gambling and other reckless spending. His income was around 55 before he became disabled, and he didn't have much in his savings while he was working. So he's been overspending more than even normal. My mom and I are at a loss on what to do. He says it's his money and we can't control him. He is admitted to gambling, but he will not say how much he has lost. His cognitive state is starting to deteriorate, but he has always been bad with money for as long as I can remember. Okay, the parents have a mortgage that's barely gone down in 15 years because dad has done 2 cash out refis and kept the money for himself. How could he do that if she doesn't sign, if it's a joint property held in both names? That means your mama must have signed for the refi like a dummy. Okay, so this is part of her fault too. Honestly, he may not have much longer to live. Could be 6 months, but could be a few years. We don't know. I think with this in mind, he is selfishly spending all his money, even though he claims to be taking care of the family. What can I do to limit his withdrawals or take more control of his finances? I know that it is his money, but at this rate, he is not far from depleting all of his retirement and savings within a few years. He has not asked for us for any loans, but it's only a matter of time. I do not plan on lending him any money, even if he asks, and I do not want my mom to either, unless he changes his behavior. They have separate checking accounts. Doesn't matter if they're in a community property state. What's hers is his, and vice versa. What I suggest you do is consult with an attorney. What you guys are going to need to do is get power of attorney over your dad. He needs to be, he needs a custodial guardian, at least for his finances, possibly even for his health if it's deteriorating. I suggest you start on that. Well, tomorrow's the day before the holiday. You might not have much luck with that. But early Monday morning, you all need to be first thing at an attorney, because the only, like here in California, the only way that you can do that is with a doctor. It's not easy, but you can prove that this man is not making sound financial decisions. He's going to put himself in bankruptcy, and he's already disabled. You see what I mean? So the chances of you being able to get custodial caretaking, situation going over his finances is very good. In which case you can he won't be able to get to his money. You give him allowance or whatever. Keep in mind the courts keep very strict. You are going to have to like account for what you spend his money on. So don't be going buck wild thinking you could just spend it like it's yours, because that'll end up your ass up in prison. I've known some people who are in there right now for doing that. So he needs this help. He needs an intervention, and you sound like the one who's the most sound of mind here. Your mother's too tied to him, and don't seem like she seems like she's too weak. So I suggest that that's what you do. But first, consult an attorney about what you need to do to get an involuntary custodial arrangement over your father, because he's not going to want to do it, but he obviously needs to. Conservatorship, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Diana. It's an involuntary one though, because he was not, unless he changes his mind and does it voluntarily. But you don't really want that, because then they could involuntarily, they could dissolve it just as well. You want it to be involuntary, so he can't do nothing without you. Question number 9, male, 30 to 36, from the USA. Okay, so I am a husband and a father of 3. I'm in my early 30s. My wife is a stay-at-home mom with our kids, one being a newborn or only a few weeks old. Damn. My mom has been divorced and has been living on her own for over 10 years now. My mom came to me and told me that she was thinking of adopting, and of course I supported her and told her I thought it would be a great idea for her. She has no one else, not even a pet, and I know she gets lonely. So she goes through the process and ends up getting a 6-year-old. Wait a minute, how old is your mama? You in your early 30s. She's been living on her own, so she's probably in her early 50s at least, right? You don't say, but I'm guessing. I'm pretty excited to be a new big brother. Now my kids have another friend to play with. It started out when the kid first started coming over and would call my kids brother and sister. I was fine with that. I know it would be hard to understand at the age of 6. Plus, they're comparable ages and it works fine. So my wife has a new baby, and my mom only came to the hospital to see her in the day she was born and never came back. We live 5 minutes away. My baby's now a month old, and my mom has only seen her a handful of times, and that's when she would bring her over to my mom's house to see her. She has only come to our house twice, and that's because I pretty much begged her to. Well, one of the days mom came over, the kid is now calling me daddy. Up before that, I was big brother, so this is to come from my mom. The kid starts calling me daddy and my mom mommy. What the hell? Oh, the kid refers to my wife by her name. I talked to my wife about it, and we agree this is really weird, and we are not comfortable with it. So I talked to my mom, and she starts going into my wife is jealous, and the jealousy is cold as the grave, and it's like death. And I mean, she just starts attacking my wife. I tell my mom I want to be a brother, and of course, it will help in displaying a father figure for the kid. But I have my own children, and I don't want her adopted kid calling me daddy. When I spoke with my mom before about being the big brother and helping with the father figure, she said she never said anything about the kid calling me daddy. I never agreed to be a dad to that adopted kid, and for my mother to treat my wife like she's not even there. She wanted the kid to call her mommy, me, daddy, and my wife by her name. My mom did that on her own. Is now mad that my wife is jealous of her, and she isn't believing when I told her it wasn't okay. I wasn't okay with it. She keeps saying it's all coming from my wife. She flew off the handle, is now not speaking with us. I feel like this is very hard on the kid because now they have no idea why daddy lives with mommy and not mommy, and why their brothers and sisters live at different houses. Oh my God, your mother. No wonder my cousin put that warning on the cover page. If my mother would have just called me the big brother the whole time, none of this would have happened. I don't know what to do now. My wife won't talk to me because she thinks my mother's deaf and that I'm backing her up. Any advice? Yes, you're gonna have to get your mama, I don't know. You're gonna have to get her on a three-way so your wife can hear on extension or on a speakerphone or whatever you're gonna do, and reiterate that your mother is wrong, that she's confusing all the children, and that if she wants to adopt a child, that's fine. But you are her son, so that means you cannot be daddy to this little boy. Tell her that's some fucked up Appalachian mountain blue, thinking, hillbilly talk. That don't make no damn sense. It's not inbreeding or something going on here, which is what she's trying to teach this kid. That is some dustiness. That's just gross. Yeah, slap the mama. Kayla says slap the mama. Remember that movie Throw Mama Under the Train? This sound like this, yeah. She need to be tossed under there. But your poor wife is caught in the middle, sir. And you don't sound like you really, you telling your mother, well, I don't want you to do this and that. But you know what you had the opportunity to do? While your mama was there and the little boy was there and your kids was there, you be the man and you sit all them people down in your house, which I'm sure they were there at one point, and you say, look here, let me explain something to you guys. That woman right there is my mother. I'm her son. That makes me not your daddy because you got adopted. We don't know who your daddy is, okay? But it ain't me. These kids right here are my children. We love you too, but you are not their brother and sister. The most you could be is maybe a friend. And just lay it out there. And the people are, you don't have to say that that to little kids. Yes, you do. And you would have to say it like that because the wife needs to hear you say it. Those kids need to hear you say it. And the mother needs to hear you say it. But right now, you only talking to your mother. You haven't said shit to the kids, and you haven't said it to you where your wife could hear it. So she has no verification that you really are on her team. That's how you fucked up, sir. Sometimes you just have to be very vocal and just blow people's hair back. And this would you missed that opportunity. But I'm going to suggest that should that opportunity present itself again, like your mother comes around, you guys go over there, whatever happens, that's what you need to do. And that's the only way you're going to be able to straighten this mess out. Yeah, but he needed to say it not just I'm not your dad, but I'm her son. You see what I'm saying? Because she's saying mommy and daddy. There's a whole bunch of things to be corrected about this scenario besides I'm not your daddy. There's way more to it. And so, brother, sister, daddy, mommy, she just fucking the kid up by telling him all that stuff, trying to live some kind of weird fantasy in her mind that she's married to her, that she had a baby by her son or some shit. Yeah, and that's what I mean. The baby, the little adopted kid, getting all confused and messed up. So he gonna be having all kind of rejection feelings and stuff. They shouldn't have gave that kid to that old fool. Question number 10. Oh my God, what time is it? These people are just wearing me out. I'm just taking forever. I guess I'll finish in time. Female, 46 to 55, out of New York State. My daughter has not yet met my new boyfriend, and I've been seeing him for 2 months. Long story short, he wants his daughter and her family to be with me and my family over Thanksgiving. When I mentioned his family joining us to my daughter several weeks ago, she was dealing with a recent illness and said she's fine with having just him, but wasn't up to meeting his daughter, her husband, and 2 little kids. Okay, yeah, because that's like 5 people instead of just 1. My boyfriend didn't mention it again until we were out with his daughter and her family a few weeks ago. He said to them, "You're welcome to come to my girlfriend's house since it's much closer than seeing your mother for the holiday." I immediately interjected and said, "Well, you're always welcome to my home. It depends on how my daughter feels." Then I didn't hear anything until today when the daughter called my boyfriend to tell him that they are coming to my house. Really? I told him it still depends on how my daughter's feeling, and I felt bad and hoped that he didn't hold it against me or my daughter, that my daughter wants to meet him but doesn't want a big crowd since she doesn't feel well. He said, "Well, okay, but you said that was weeks ago. She was dealing with a recent illness." Well, God damn it, how long is she, what she got? Like pneumonia of the lungs, double pneumonia that came back? I mean, she should be well from anything by now. Okay, this sounds like an excuse, lady. She said, "Well, she should be fine and she doesn't need to play with the little ones," to which I said, "I think about it today and perhaps ask my daughter again. The relationship has gotten serious soon, but I don't know what the future holds. Part of this is I'm a widow, and while I've dated a bit, she hasn't been exposed to it much and seems to downplay my relationship sometimes. I'm certain she's still grieving." So I explained to him that my daughter wasn't up to having all his family here this year and that frankly I'd been upset more about her health and what this condition may be. He said, "Don't worry, she's probably just under stress and that's causing stomach issues." He again insisted that if his daughter and her family came, it would only be a few hours. If not, he was going to stay at his house and have her for the holiday and then maybe come the next day to meet my daughter. He was obviously pissed. Too fucking bad. Let him be pissed. I mean, this is the thing about it, okay? First of all, he had no right inviting people to your house without you giving express invitations to said people. You better than me because when he said that that he wanted these people to come, I would have said no. I barely know you. I'm not really interested in meeting all your family yet. It's too soon. So that would have been the end of that conversation. But see, the way that you doing it, this passive aggressive, wimpy bullshit bitch way, you try to make it sound like it's all your daughter's fault. Instead of you making the decision as the mother and the woman of the house, who is going to be in your household over your daughter. That's the real issue. You say she's still grieving and all the stuff that you're mixing. You're just trying to make your daughter be the scapegoat instead of standing up like a goddamn woman and telling this dude, "No, you and your whole brood ain't coming up in my house. It's too soon. Okay, no. You can come over the next day with just you, and I'll meet them like early in the spring or something if we still together." I would throw that in there. I mean, he doing too much. Just all this pressure. We're gonna do it, and that's all this. No, and I'm not really liking his approach either. I'm not liking that. I liking how he's doing things. It's like any boundaries that you put up, he's just like blowing over them because it's not what he wants to hear. So you better be careful with this dude. His behavior is very telling. You're only 2 months in, and this is how he's already acting about you and your daughter. Like you guys can't have no boundaries. You can't say no if it's not what he wants to hear. And then he's going to get mad because you tell him no. Motherfucker, nobody invited you over here. So you just took it upon yourself to create an invitation. Oh, well, now your feelings are hurt. What you want me to do? Well, if I want you up in my house, I'll invite you. And if I didn't invite you, what does that mean? That means stay your ass at your house. That's what that means. And bring your dusty ass daughter and her dusty ass kids and her dusty fucked up husband. All y'all just stay at your house. Oh, I'm like, ooh wee. See, that's probably why I'm single because I have a fucked up attitude. I don't do that kind of stuff. That's just shit to get you cussed out. Question number 11, female, 21 to 26, Oakland. My parents make 6 figures a year combined. However, they say that they are living paycheck to paycheck. Well, shit, in Oakland, that's possible. I would believe so because they have a 3-story house and 4 cars not paid for. That means they're making 4 car notes? They tell me that it's 2 people. What they need with 4 cars? Okay, they tell me that I should pay at least the electricity or water bill because I use the utilities. However, I'm never at home. I'm usually always working. I'm taking a semester off of school right now because I couldn't handle the stress of work and school. Okay, blah, blah, blah. She's talking all these excuses. My thing is, I don't mind helping my parents out, but right now they are forcing me. They say until I help out with the bills, I can't see my boyfriend. My paychecks are mostly spent on my car payments, credit card bills, insurance, and my cell phone bill. They want me to give them my last dime and rescue them from their living above their means once again. I would be okay with helping out if my brother had to also. He just sits his lazy ass at home without a job and he doesn't feel pressured. They already ruined my credit with credit cards they got in my name without my permission. They filled out applications online without my knowledge, ran up the bill, and closed them off without paying them. Now my credit is a wreck. I'm not asking for a free ride. I'm just asking for my parents to not put their financial burden on me. My life hasn't even started, and they are fucking me over by ruining my credit and taking my money. I don't know. Am I being selfish? Nope. What you should do though is give them a bill for all that credit of yours that they fucked up. Say, well, we're gonna do this. You just considered that the time I'll be paying the credit card. I mean the water bill out of this credit that you owe me all these thousands of dollars. And once you run that down, then we'll talk about some money. But keep in mind, until you make him pay, don't expect me to give you a dime. You got 2 kids. At least I'm going to school and doing something. He's not doing nothing. And you just want me to, do all the stuff while you just let him be a bum? No, we're not going to do that. But you need to be prepared to move out, though. See? Because my thing is this, and this is real. Whether he's a bum or not, because these parents they coddle these sons and make them useless. No matter where you lived, you would be paying something. So I don't know why you think you should be living at your parents' house and not paying shit. I don't know where they do that at. Okay, you live in some kind of pipe dream. And no matter, your ass will be paying rent, water bill, PG&E bill, cable bill, plus all these other bills that you have. Now, this thing about the credit card, close that account. You don't need no fucking credit card. You don't have no money. What you need a credit card for? You either pay cash for it or you don't get it. Okay, close that account immediately. You're going to pay that off and then you're not going to open no other credit cards until you finish school and get a real job. Insurance, shop around for something lower. Your car note, I mean, what you going to get what kind of car you got that you got to get a car note? Why don't you just buy a little bucket? That's what students that don't have no money should have. They shouldn't be having like these major car notes. And a cell phone bill. You should get you a Metro phone. $35, $40, whatever. That's a phone and you would have more disposable income. So you can, rework your budget so that it makes more sense. And but that's what I would tell my parents. They already fucked over your credit, and they're going to put, what do you guys tell me that thing is called? A credit block, so that they can't do that anymore. So nobody can get to your credit. They were talking about it in a thing last week. Because she said she's out of school this semester. She took a semester off. That's what she said. Because I couldn't handle the stress of work and school. That's what she said. So she couldn't be in school. She's afraid of losing her. She figured it would be best to take the semester off instead of losing her scholarship if her GPA goes below 3.5. Okay, so she took this semester off. So there you go. And tell you help out with the bills. You can't see your boyfriend. Well, why can't you move in with his ass? What's wrong with him? If you got a boyfriend that's broken, you can't move in with him, then what's the point? What's the use of him? Get a new man. Well, I don't know if she got a scholarship. A credit freeze? Okay, that's what it's called. Thank you, you guys. See, they keep me straight. But that's what you need to get on your credit so that nobody can run your credit and get you in debt over nothing. Question number 12. Female 18 to 21 out of Virginia. Hey, Deb, I love your show, and I'm so glad I found you. I used to have very toxic situationships with nignogs until I started listening to you, and you have literally changed my life for the better. However, ever since I started having high standards for myself, I haven't been in a relationship with any guy, and it's very discouraging. Why? Why is that discouraging? This is because most of the guys in my college don't fit in my standards, and I remember you saying if a guy doesn't make you happy and give you the relationship you want, to dump his ass. She put that in quotes. I have been single for almost a year now, and honestly, it gets lonely sometimes. I was wondering if you have any sort of encouragement when you're in a situation as I am in. I really don't want to lower my standards, but I still want to be in a relationship with an awesome guy who's going to give me the relationship that I want. I get a lot of peer pressure from my friends that I should be in a relationship by now, but I really don't want to be in one with just any nignog that comes along. For right now, my education and work come first, but it would be nice to share this awesome life with a significant other. Can you please give me some tips on waiting for the right guy and how to find the right guy in college where every guy just wants to get eggplant and doesn't want a relationship? Thank you for all that you do for us young folks who have no idea what to do in this dating world. Also, excuse my grammar. English is not my first language. Oh, I thought you did pretty well. I'm going to say this. Well, who said that you have to date somebody in your college? Why are you limiting yourself to that? Although, young dudes in their 20s are just all dusty. Thank you, Leandra. Um, and I can understand, that you get lonely, but you're thinking that the only way to alleviate this loneliness is to be with up under some man. I mean, don't you have any other social activities that you do? Don't you have friends, hobbies, interests? What do you do with yourself besides go to school and go to work? I mean, you know what I mean? This is not the solution. It's too many women in relationships that are still lonely because the man don't talk to them right, he don't treat them right, don't spend no time with them, don't take them nowhere, and they have poor communication, but they're in a relationship. In a relationship, you have dusty friends too, telling you that you should be in a relationship. What for? I mean, what is it that's gonna bring to your life? And this is my thing is, if a man is coming to you and he's not adding to your life, he's not making it better, he's not making you happier, then what do you need him for? I mean, why is he there? So you're looking at a relationship, quote, a relationship as being a solution to all these dilemmas in your life. And I'm flatly telling you that's not the case. You are going to have to just wait. You'll be happy when you wait because the right guy will come along and you will be like, oh my God, my friends dealing with all kind of drag and drama. I'm glad I avoided that shit. This guy is fabulous. This is great. Everything here is clicking. He's interested in me the same way I'm interested in him. The time, the calling, the texting, the time spent together, the talking, the getting to know each other, the family values, all that stuff is in sync. And that's your dude. But it's going to take you time to find him. Right now, you need to just wait. I don't know what else to tell you. And that's how it is that what college students want. They just want to screw. I don't know what to tell you about that. But I'm just saying, I would not limit myself to college students if I were you. You can go out with guys a few years older than you, 3, 4, maybe at the most. Yeah, she needs a hobby. She needs something to do with herself. Besides think that a man is going to solve all her problems and, get away with her. Um, Leandra's funny. Is going to solve all her problems and make the loneliness go away. That's not the case. Question number 13. Female, 21 to 26, out of Washington, D.C. I'm 24. I've been living with my mom in an apartment where I was paying for all the bills. Notice the pattern here, the dusty mamas and daddies. It's just, okay, I understand now, cousin. I get it. These are some dusty ass parents. Unbelievable. Okay, I've been living with my mom in an apartment where I was paying for all the bills since I graduated from college. Living with her was pure misery, and I finally moved out in October. But she keeps begging and screaming at me to live with her again. She won't listen to anything I have to say about the situation. She says she can't work because she's tired all the time, and she keeps asking for more and more money. I've been trying to keep contact minimal, but she keeps calling and sending walls of texts, trying to guilt trip me into coming back. She goes from asking for sympathy and saying how we need to be a team to screaming about how I'm the worst and most ungrateful daughter in the world. She's already shown up to my workplace unannounced, and I'm worried that she's going to keep showing up there or to my boyfriend's house and bother people who don't need to be involved at all. I'm stressed out financially. I also feel guilty at times. See, here we go again. For leaving her by herself and getting so frustrated having to support her because she has no one else. Ever since I was young, my mom's done nothing but push people away from her and fuck up her relationship with them, namely all her relatives and my dad. She would also constantly badmouth them to me when she get upset, and she did her best to isolate me from them because they were all, quote, against her. She never made friends. As a result, she became the only family I had and the only adult I thought I could rely on. I've also been the only person she could rely on, and by that I mean I've been her little pseudo therapist slash punching bag since elementary school. Wow. When she gets mad, she will scream for hours. No fucking joke. At least one instance took 6 hours before she tired out and left me alone. Wow, your mama crazy. How, after hearing her scream about how I'm an ungrateful daughter and how I should get the fuck out of her apartment for the 1,000th time, I moved out. Now she's desperately trying to get me back no matter how much I refuse. If I try to ignore her call, she shows up at my job. If I give her money to help with rent and pay for the internet and car insurance. She quit her job recently because she wasn't making enough money and is hoping to get approved for disability. She keeps asking me for more money than I can afford to send her, to which she says the solution to my money problems is to live with her again. This whole situation has been leaving me stressed and anxious, and I don't know what I should do. I really want to stop contact with her for good, but I can't help but feel guilty about leaving her because she doesn't have anyone else. Okay, see, this is where the codependent thing comes in, and she's been training you to be that way since you were a small child. I can see how difficult this is for you. I sympathize with you. Trust me, I understand how difficult this is. But I'm going to tell you, girlfriend, you got to dig down deep and you got to find some kind of strength. Change your number. Change it. If you have security at your job, alert them that your mother's not to be let onto the premises. They will stop her fucking ass at the door, and there will be nothing she can do. She cannot do it. And, showing up at your boyfriend's house, call the police. You got to come hard on her because right now she's being very manipulative. She's a total narcissist. I mean, like just a textbook case where you look under narc and there's her picture. Your mama is a trip. I'm very, very sorry that this is happening to you, but you've got to find the strength to put some barriers in place to protect yourself. Okay, start by changing your phone number. She can call all she wants to and blow it and text and do everything she wants to, and she will never get you. Okay, if she wants to give a number, get you a Google phone number and give her that number. She will call that until her fingers wear down to a nub, and she will never get you. All it's gonna do is be a recording. It'll be voicemail messages after voicemail messages. Okay, Google phone number. Get one. Also, yeah, she quit her job, and so she doesn't have money. Well, that's her fault. She made that decision. So for her to make that decision, she could go get a job at McDonald's, 7-Eleven, somewhere. She need to do something besides bug you for money. Okay, you ain't the bank. And then this pushing everybody away. I mean, again, that was her choice. She made a series of bad decisions. So the fact that she doesn't have anybody to rely on is totally her fault. It's her responsibility. There's nothing for you to feel guilty about. You didn't do it. She did it. And it was her choice to do it. So you just have to remind her of that. And then I want you to, like I said, change your number. Get the Google phone number. If you want her to have a way to contact you in case of an emergency, whatever, you give her that. Okay? You alert the security at your job that she is not to come onto the site at all. If she does, and she comes up there asking for food, they need to call the police. If you're at your boyfriend's house or she goes up to your boyfriend's house, tell him that he is to call the police to have her removed. If necessary, you guys going to have to get a restraining order. You got to come down on your mama's ass with both feet because otherwise this is your life. This is the rest of your life. You're only in your early 20s. You're going to be spending the next 60 years with this woman until she dies harassing you like this. Yeah, Google number, Kens and B. Honey, I swear I could be doing a commercial for Google on them Google numbers. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Strip clubs, well, I don't know what her body looking like, but she might, there's somebody like everybody. Some men like big old fat women, some like old women, young, skinny, plumper. I mean, whatever. People just like all kinds of different things. So she might even be able to get a little action there. I don't know, but I know one thing. That's what I wish she would do what I said and block her mother. Your mother would be so shocked she wouldn't know what to do. But she just blowing up your phone and just harassing you. That's harassment. She wouldn't be able to do that to me. Because she would already got cussed out were it me. She would have been every kind of, well, yeah, she would have got thoroughly cussed out. I would have started with how she acted when I was a child, how she pushed everybody away, how she's all fucked up, and that's why she don't have nobody, and that nobody want to be bothered with her, including me. I would have just went down the line, down the list, and read her like a book. And then said, now when I hang up, I don't want you to call me no more, and I'm going to make sure you don't call me no more because I'm changing my number. I don't want you to call me. I don't want you to come to my house. Come to my house, I'm going to call the cops and have you towed away. If you come to my boyfriend's house, we're going to call the cops and have you carted away. If you come to my job, we're going to call the cops and I'm going to have you carted away. Stay your fucking ass away from me. Don't come near me. Don't call me. Figure it out. You're a grown woman. Make the magic happen. And then I would be done with her. Because the fact that it's your mother, that's just an accident. You had no voice in that. I would not put too much credence in that. Exactly. Question number 14, female, 21 to 26 from Dallas. My boyfriend's brother moved in with us 2 months ago because their parents got a divorce. His brother's 18. Me and my boyfriend are 23 and 26. They live in my parents' apartment. Huh? Me and my boyfriend have been together for 7 years and only lived together for a year. What your parents must. Who's they? Ah, okay, I'm confused already. He didn't talk to me before. It was also something quite unexpected for everyone. The house they lived in is empty now and for sale. His mother is staying with, I think, her new boyfriend, and his father with his brothers. I don't mind helping until things settle down and the house is sold, but honestly, for the house to be sold would take months, and I'm not down with him staying for another many months. My boyfriend said if I don't like it, he would move out with his brother. I don't think this is a solution. He has parents that should take care of him, not me or his brother. Their parents have enough money and time to take care of their son. I don't really know what to do. I can't wait for a little longer because I feel like everyone is just taking advantage of me. Obviously, I cook for everyone, iron clothes, and clean. His brother does most of the dishes, which is good at least, but my boyfriend does nothing in the house. And I asked him several times, he just thinks this is a woman's job. Okay, you stupid. I also told him that in this way we won't work and I won't get married to him. If he does nothing, expects everything, it's my fault. I was thinking about talking to their mother. We have an okay relationship. We don't really talk, only when we see each other. But I think my boyfriend would get upset. I don't have any privacy anymore. His brother's in our room playing on the PlayStation even when we sleep. What? I'm starting to get very frustrated. If I tell him that I don't want to live with his brother anymore, he'll move out too. Honestly, I don't know if that is a bad thing because I'm just tired of doing everything for everyone. I just want to relax and be by myself alone, not cooking for someone else, not cleaning after someone else, but I also don't want to be seen as the bad guy. I thought about going to couples therapy, but I don't think he will agree on that. Oh, stop being dumb. Get rid of these dusty fools. First of all, this boy is 18 years old. He is a grown ass man. Nobody's responsible for taking care of him. His parents, your brother, you, nobody. He's responsible for taking care of himself. Okay, get that straight. Number two, you don't let these fools move into your place and not do nothing but wash some dishes? And you think that's okay? And you think I'm a cosign on that? I'm gonna tell you, he says, if you don't want the brother to live with him, news move out, tell them to be out by the 1st of December. That's what you do. So they'll be out by the weekend. Tell them to get their shit and get the fuck out. Both of them. And change your locks and change your number. That seems to be the theme tonight, huh? Change your locks and change your number. Put everybody on block. You got a dusty ass boyfriend and you trying to make it be some kind of relationship where he told you flat to your face that this woman's working beneath him and that if he gets with you, you only there for services. Your ass is there for services. You a bed wench and a scullery maid. I hope you understand what it is that you call in a relationship. This is some bullshit. I can't stand it when the dudes move into the girl's place. I'm like, I'm not moving. You ain't moving in with me. I'm moving in with you. You supposed to be the provider. Fuck that. Level 6, Dusty. He's like level 99. This motherfucker turned. It's just woman's work. Yeah, okay. Get out. Get out. That's what you need to do. Question number 15. Oh my God, these people. I don't know, Kim Zimby. He offered to leave. I would have told him, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's pack. Let me go to the store and get some boxes. Matter of fact, you don't even need to do that. You can use these hefty bags right here. Hefty bags helping niggas move since 1888. They're very durable and they don't burst. They got the ones that stretch and shit. I seen a commercial on TV. They expand. You put all kind of shit on them and they don't burst. Give his ass a box of those and say, make the magic happen. Get out. Get the hell out. Oh, and it's really sad because these girls are so young. It's like, where is your mama at that you getting away with some shit like this? I'm like, oh, no. I'd be needy for my daughter's ass if she was into some shit like that. And she moving with somebody, but you know what? She moved into his house. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And it's a house, not an apartment. He got a house. So, they got a yard and shit. So, I mean, that's very nice. Look at my baby coming up. Yeah, and her boyfriend is white, though. See? He's only 30-something, and he already got a house. So I'm like, you got any uncles? Who you know? Okay, question number 15. Male, 46 to 55, out of Quebec. I'm a 54-year-old man and I've been with my girlfriend for over a year. She works normal office hours and I work long days and weekends and weekday evenings, so we don't get to see much of each other during the week. I'd say it's got worse over the last year as my job has become more demanding on my time. I have maybe one night off a week, and mostly all of the weekends we live separately. We've had some conversations where my girlfriend has said that she needs and wants a man with her more time, and I've been honest and told her that my situation is unlikely to change. My quandary is that with my long working week and then the time I spend with my girlfriend on the weekends, I feel I don't have any self time, me time to unwind, relax, and do my own thing, either alone or with my male friends. Sometimes, often, I'm happy to include her and invite her along, but she says she wants me to prioritize her. That means she wants some couple time, fool. For my whole life, I have enjoyed having an occasional day alone, walking, reading, meditating, or as I said, visiting an old friend, male. It keeps me grounded, calm, and then when I go back to my girlfriend, I'm in the best headspace to appreciate and enjoy her and our time together. It's got to the stage now where I'm feeling overcrowded and guilted by her demands. So what do I say to her? Am I being just selfish, or is it reasonable to have both time alone and a girlfriend too? No, see, this is the problem with you, motherfucker. Your ass want to work at this like amazing amount of hours all week, which is for you, since you're single. So that's not benefiting no one but you. And then you have weekends off, and you don't want to spend it with the woman that you want to be in a relationship with you. You expect her to sacrifice her needs for intimacy and time and conversation and laughter and cooing and gooing and all the stuff that couples do so that you can do what you want to do and you can feel the way that you want to feel and you can have the companionship of her only when it's convenient for you. That's what you're saying. And were I her, I would tell you to kiss the inside of my ass on my way out the door. Because you're not offering her anything. This is like a long term booty call kind of situation. It's probably people that have booty calls that spend more time together than what you offering this woman that you call your girlfriend. She good. Yeah, you don't blame him, but he don't need to be in a relationship. See, I do blame him because if you have that kind of need for time away to do stuff by yourself, then either you have and you want to have a relationship, either you shorten your working hours so that you have time, or you arrange your schedule so that you have these weekends, right? Okay, maybe 3 weekends you spend with your girlfriend, and 1 weekend a month is your weekend to spend with your dudes. Your male friends are doing all this other shit that you talk about. There could be compromises made, but he doesn't seem like he's willing to do any of that. He just wants everything on his terms. And talking about he's feeling all confined and all this stuff. If you feeling all crowded and stuff like that, then you don't need to be in a relationship. Your needs for intimacy and couple time are not matching hers, and so she's going to be very miserable, and then you're going to be miserable too because you're sitting up there feeling like she's pressuring you when she just wants to be with her man. I don't understand why that's such a hard thing. Yeah, he should be single. I don't know. Everything he wants to do is, concerning what he wants. And I've noticed that trend in his letter. And I'm like, nah, dude. All right, question number 16. Why are all these letters long as hell? Ugh. Female, 26 to 29. I recently started talking to my ex again. Oh, mistake. After months of no contact. He regularly wrote to me, but I never replied. I broke up with him because I felt like he had double standards and that things had to be on his terms. Well, we started talking again. Things were going so well, I thought. So we talked about meeting up and decided on this upcoming weekend. We live 2 hours away and decided I'd come to his city as there was more fun things to do there. So last Friday we had a great phone talk and then he sent me a voicemail. I was really on a high after talking to him, so what he said really threw me. He wanted me to know that there was a couple of things he wasn't so happy about. A couple of weeks prior, I told him I'd found the first card he'd ever written to me. He texted back asking if I could read it to him in a voicemail. I didn't do this right away as I have the card stored away in a box, but a couple of days later we spoke on the phone. He asked me if I could read it to him then, which I did. Now he expressed disappointment in his voicemail that he had to ask me twice before I read the card to him. The other thing that made him disappointed in me was that he still hadn't received a postcard that he asked me to send. I'd already sent it, though. I couldn't quite understand why he would choose to bring this up after our beautiful conversation. Yeah, he just a jerk. I rang him the next day and probably not in the best headspace to talk. He argued that the right thing would have been for me to send him a voicemail reading out the postcard that he'd written right away to show him he's a priority. Now, this is her ex now. Keep this in mind. To show him that he's a priority. I felt like it was nitpicking. He then began to bring up some old issues from a year ago, saying I could never admit to being wrong. When I objected, he said that I want everything to be like a fairy tale and I can't handle reality. I got increasingly frustrated and for some stupid reason I started to cry. He asked me why I cried, and I said it was like he had blamed me for something far worse. He then said he never had experienced this kind of situation with any of his exes. I told him I don't like being openly compared to anyone. He said that everyone is comparing, and if he had compared me favorably, I would have liked it. I was a mess by then and said I thought it was to end the phone call. He said I couldn't just decide that as he'd been talking to me in the past, even when he felt like hanging up. Eventually, we said our goodbyes. He said that he really loves me despite everything and that he really wants to see me this weekend. He wants some booty. The same day, I got a photo from him of an evening sky. I was supposed to send him my arrival time for this upcoming Thursday so he can pick me up at the airport. I did so yesterday, but he hasn't read it yet. He knows I've already booked a hotel room and a flight. I tried to give him a ring today, but he hasn't replied. He often went silent in the past as well after arguments or if I had upset him. Suddenly, he would contact me like nothing happened. Deb, I don't really feel like meeting up is a good idea at this point. I'm so confused by his behavior. What should I do? God damn it! Don't you understand what X means? Why do you all keep getting re-involved with your exes and thinking that he's going to magically change to be the man of your dreams? You broke up with him because he was a fuck up. Okay, everything that you broke up with him for is still there. If anything, it's gotten more because now he's older and he's still stupid. Oh my God, what are you doing, lady? Oh, this is the question from the other dude. Okay, let me see here. Um, okay, you said he had double standards. Things had to be on his terms, and he still like that. You have to read him the postcard, the card that he wrote you in a voicemail, and you need to do it that way, right at the time that he wants you to do it. Otherwise, he catches an attitude. You have to send the postcard. Well, like you control the mail service, and that they're gonna decide. Postcards are like class 3 mail. They don't get sent with first priority. They're not a priority. They get sent, whenever. You might get a postcard after the person sends you a postcard. You might get it a week or two after they already back from their trip. That's how low priority postcards are in the mail service. Okay, what else did he do? He want to act stupid. You had a nice talk, and then he comes in with and tries to crash it and burn it and ruin your emotional high. A lot of dudes do that. I've noticed they do that. Like you be having a good time, and suddenly they just want to fuck it up for no reason other than they want to see how much control they can have over your emotions. That's when you dump them because you don't let them control your emotions. So for you, he says you want a fairy tale and you can't handle reality. You tell him there's nothing about his ass that's a fairy tale. He's like a monster, the creature from the Black Lagoon, a horror movie, a grade B one in black and white from the 50s. That's what he is. So he's so far from a fucking fairy tale, it's not even fathomable. And then, this crying thing, you know what crying is? Crying is you start to cry when you're in a situation like that because what you really want to do is cuss him out. But you're afraid to cuss him out because you're thinking, well, if I cuss him out, then he's not going to like me anymore. It's going to end the relationship. But see, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm going to cuss you out because it's going to make me feel better. I don't want to get off the phone grinding my teeth and wear my jaw down to a nub because of the fact that I had some foul and funky shit to say to you to check your ass and I didn't do it. So now I'm holding all of that in. That's what makes you start crying, ladies. That's what makes you start crying. So don't cry. Start fucking cussing their asses out. That's what you need to do. Pieces of shit. And no, you don't go cash your ticket in if it's not too late, or just, sometimes they give you credit for, a flight somewhere else, and book something with your girlfriends and y'all go on a weekend together, away somewhere together and have fun. Don't go anywhere near your ex. Stop talking to your ex. Block him so he can't call you anymore. Okay? No conversations with the ex. And any cards and whatever he gave you, mail that shit back to him and say, you want it so bad to read it. Now you can read it over and over and over and over and over and over because it's yours. I don't want to see it. Try to give him a ring. Confused by his behavior. He's a fucking asshole. That's why you broke up with him. I don't understand what the problem. Yeah, he's evil. once they start, when if a guy hurts my feelings, he hurts my feelings, it makes me feel bad about anything. I'm done. I don't like that. If you coming in the gate and you making me feel bad or question stuff and doubt stuff, I can't do that. I can't do that. I like being happy. I like being upbeat and my sense of self-esteem and all of that stuff, positive state of mind is very important to me. So any man who comes into my life and who threatens that, he's got to go. Let's move on to question number 17. 17 out of 20 today. That's what I'm doing, Tansy. That's what you think is in this magic blue cup. I was trying to wait till Thanksgiving, but I knew today was going to be something. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, relationships should be happy. I mean, you're gonna always have, there's gonna be stuff that goes on. But I'm saying, a dude comes in the door with bullshit. You just getting the relationship off the ground and it's already confusion and drama and stuff. No, I don't want to do that because that's just gonna go downhill. And when you get on that slippery slope, it's just a fast trip to nowhere. Female 30 to 36, Rockville, Maryland. I'm having issue keeping up with my boyfriend's libido. He constantly wants me to want him, and he wants me to come on to him to sext him and have eggplant every single night that I'm not on my cycle. I feel so much pressure to do it with him, but it gets exhausting. I've been sick the last 3 days and we have not done anything, and I'm barely better today, and he's mad at me for not being in the mood. I feel like I can't satisfy him and will never be enough for him. I work a mentally exhausting job with adult clients that have mental health issues, and I'm just not always able to perform. I've also gained weight, which makes me feel worse about myself, contributing to my lack of libido. He says he finds me attractive no matter what, and that he can't help being so attracted to me, but it causes a fight every single time we go more than 2 days without it. Our relationship is otherwise great and healthy and full of compromise and love. I try to compromise by doing it when I don't really feel like it, but it's never enough. Please help me. Yeah, break up with him. What's wrong with you? That is like a basic thing. If one of you wants it more than the other one, and this is like the usual and customary thing. I'm not talking about I'm sick. I just had surgery. I just had a baby. My back is out. I heard it at work. I'm on workers' comp now. Of course, I can't do that. I mean, sometimes there's like really solid reasons why someone can't and has no interest in whatever. Somebody died. They're grieving. I mean, you know what I mean? There could be some very valid or medically related reasons why someone is not in the mood. However, you have a perfectly healthy individual. None of them things apply, and they don't want to do it, and they just leaving you high and dry all the time. Oh, hell no. That's not going to work. So what you have to do is understand that you two are what's called incompatible in that area, and it's going to make a miserable situation for you. You have to be with somebody who's got a similar level of interest in that area. Otherwise, the relationship is doomed. Well, I don't know. She said everything else is good. It's full of compromise and love, and it's great and healthy. She said that, but it's just this one area where his need, his drive is way more than what she can do because of these other areas of her life where she has mental and physical demands. So she's not in the mood all the time. So I would tell you that you need to break up. It's nice that he has all those things, but that's such a basic core thing that would help make a relationship happy for both of you. And it doesn't sound like you're happy, and neither is he. So this is going to fall apart sooner or later anyway. Just break it on up. Question number 18, female 30 to 36 out of the UK. I have a few problems with my boyfriend. We have been together for 18 months or so, and we live about 60 miles apart. He has a 4-year-old daughter, and I have an 8-year-old son. He is very jealous and hates me going out and questions me nonstop whatever I do. He also has a go at me. Oh, a go. Okay, yes, in the UK, a go. As I should be with him as we don't see each other that often. I go down every Tuesday night. I have to be up at 5:30. I go down every other weekend when my boy's with his dad, and I spend weekends with him and his daughter Friday to Sunday. Okay, that's a lot of time. I don't go out often, maybe once every 2 months. He is completely obsessed with seeing me, and he can't. And if he can't, then there's a massive argument. He is constantly asking for pictures of me and constantly sexting me. The second I walk through his door, we have to have eggplant and another 3 times that evening. Okay, what is wrong with these dudes? I don't send pics because I don't love him and I don't want him. The other day we fell out as I had my little boy for the weekend and extra as the dad was away, and he said it's supposed to be his effing I got weekend with me and I've gone and had my son. Oh wow. Yet he has his daughter every weekend. Plus my mom booked a weekend away from me and lad for Christmas, but it happened to be on the day of his daughter's birthday. He went ballistic and told me he had been to the doctors and was ill and may have cancer. He has since continued to lie, and I said I shouldn't go out with my friend in a couple of weeks, as I should be with him, supporting him, so I don't care about him and I don't want him. He has only been to one doctor's appointment, and we know nothing as of yet, as if it's even true. He has gone on about it constantly, saying I should cancel night out as his health comes first. Wow, these are serious narcs tonight. Another thing, Deb, is his obsession with his daughter. He cries when she's gone to her mom's and sniffs her clothes. He sits on the end of the bed looking at her crying when she has a cold. He is completely obsessed. Is all this normal? Sorry for this long essay because I know you hate long questions, but thanks. Girl, run. Do not walk and get away from this fool. He's crazy. There's something wrong with him. This is not normal behavior. To be this obsessed with his little girl, it's like he got this thing where he feels like the women in his life, he owns them. That's what he owns his daughter, like T.I. He owns his daughter and he owns you. So it's like he owns your body. It's you're there to satisfy him. And I would be very the daughter's only little girl, but I'm telling you, this is a dangerous situation for her because when she gets older and starts, getting her little shape and stuff, then he might become Chester the molester. I'm not. When men have that sense of ownership over women's bodies, they feel like everything about that body belongs to them. These are the fathers who want the daughter to pledge her virginity to them, and who, if she gets a boyfriend, act a jealous fool because they feel like she belongs to them. Yeah, and you having your son around this man, this crazy dude. And how does this work? Your 8 year olds, 8 year olds are kind of astute. They pick up on stuff. He might not know how to verbalize it, but he's certainly noticing that this is not normal. And the other thing is, you don't want him picking up that abnormal shit and thinking that that's what he should do when he gets to be an older, a teenager or an older guy, thinking that he's supposed to treat women the way that this dude is treating you. This is a very abusive situation. I don't know what you're doing. I'm glad you wrote to me, but you need to get out of this situation, get your son away from this fool, and don't ever talk to him again. This is not normal. Yeah, he gonna be taking her to the doctor like T.I. did his daughter. Ooh, honey. Yeah, she asked if this was normal, Ken's MB. I'm like, girl, in what world is this normal? Who does this? Question number 19, which is the next to last one. How we doing on time? Oh, we're doing good. Oh, no, we're not. It's already 7:30. Oops. Okay, male, 30 to 36 out of California. After I came home from the military a few years ago, I started trying to rebuild my relationship with my selfish bitch mama. Okay, here we go. Another ratchet parent. At the time, she was living with her longtime boyfriend and in the process of divorcing my stepfather while sharing custody of my teen sister. When things didn't work out for her, I helped her move into a little apartment, assisted with getting my sister into school, gave her some money, and advised her to focus on work and getting her life back together. She instead spent half her time in bars trying to find a new man. And boy did she, when a con artist convinced her that he was rich and wanted to marry her. Suffice it to say that didn't work out, and neither did several boyfriends after. I have so far helped her move 2 more times while watching her make one bad decision after another. So recently, when I bought a house with my fiance and her family to try and improve everyone's standard of living, she gets jealous that I won't let her move in with us. Please keep in mind, we bought this house to give us all much needed leg up in this economy. That's smart. That's what the Asians do. You get a 4 or 5 bedroom house and everybody has a room. You share the grocery bill, the PG&E bill, the cable bill. You know what I mean? Instead of paying it 5 times, you pay it once, and you get to save more money. This was smart. Good job, dude. My fiance recently lost her dad and is the matriarch of her family. We all put in a lot of time, effort, and money into this achievement. I am so impressed with you. The most recent problem started when my mother started texting me asking if she and her boyfriend of 6 months, could come over one evening. It would have been the third night in a row to my new house. My stepfather was coming over to help paint the new bathroom, and they don't get along well, so I told her the next day would be better. So these are her responses. Don't worry, I won't bother you again. Enjoy your family. That's quite obvious. I'm tired of being treated like I don't matter. So next, I love the fact that you're more worried about her family having a place to live, but I could be out on the streets any day and it doesn't fucking matter. I gave up my life for you kids. I fought for you. I took care of you when you were sick, and this is how I'm treated? I really hope your kids don't do this to you. And he put all this in quotes. I've given her hundreds of dollars, lent even more, and provided all the advice and support I can, even letting them borrow my car to run errands during the day. I hate being treated so maliciously by such a jealous creature. And the worst part about it is she has tried sleeping with 3 of the 4 men in my fiance's family. My mother actually slept with one of their friends before we kicked him out for doing meth earlier this year. Any advice? Oh my God, your mother is the epitome of a dusty. Dude, again, how do I put this? Okay. Okay, you got a younger sister. And your younger sister, I'm sure, is being abused by all these different men your mama got running in and out the house. She don't care about that girl. She only care about these men. This is unfortunate because it doesn't sound like you really have a place for the little girl in your house where you are right now. There's no guarantee that she would be any safer there than she would with that crazy mama. Um, this is sad. This makes me sad for her. All I can tell you is that you're going to have to be, just like I've been telling everybody else with these ratchet parents tonight, you're going to have to have some very strong boundaries and just tell her no. And if you have to, change your number. Block her. I don't know what else to tell you. And, and she can't keep coming over every day and bringing this dusty ass boyfriend every day. You just tell her you can come when I invite you. And that won't be more than once or twice a month. So whatever you're going to do the rest of the time, you just make that happen. I'm not giving you no more money. Get a job. I'm not going to help you pay none of your bills. That's what your motherfucking niggas for. You up there fucking him. Why you fucking a man who's broke and can't help you pay no bills? Well, where they do that at? You got a dusty bum man and you trying to depend on your son? And you have somebody else jumping up and down on you? And he can't help you? No. I don't know what to tell you, but if you listen to this video, you'll hear the tips I gave the other people because all y'all in the same boat. Wait, I need a sip of wine on that one. Yeah, she earned that block, honey. She earned a couple of them. I don't know, but I'm just thinking back. I'm reflecting back on the note that was on my cover page. Today's broadcast features dusty, trifling, ratchet parents from across the globe. That's what the note says. Wait a minute. There it is. That's the note on my cover page for today's column. I've never had a note on there before. This is the first time. Ooh, Tansy girl. This is the last letter. Lady Boss, we almost done. This is it. I know she's tired. We got to get her up out of here. Question number 20 of 20. This is from a young woman in a 21 to 26 age group out of Michigan. My mother, age 43, is a felon and is trying to move in with my boyfriend who is in law enforcement. He's 28 and I'm 24. I am guilt-tripped every day by my mama and I'm not sure what to do about it. My mother has never been stable. She's constantly changed boyfriends and husbands. Most of them have been abusive or trouble, and she's never held a job for more than a year. My sibs and I moved constantly when we were younger, more times than I can count on two hands. Damn! She has never been good with money. She's never saved, often buying expensive items that she could not afford, only for me as a teenager and now as an adult to give her money to pay for these luxuries to be able to make sure my younger siblings don't suffer. When I was 18, I moved away to another state to escape constant mood swings and hostile household that came with living with her. I've since built a life for myself by working hard, saving money, and purchasing my own home this past January where I lived with my boyfriend of 2 years. Our life was peaceful until my mom showed up on my doorstep unannounced, figuring she would, quote, try and make it in my city where she got hired to a lower entry-level position at my place of work without telling me. Oh, my God! So your mother... She has no plan and nowhere to stay. My boyfriend is in law enforcement, and no one can live with us without passing a federal background check, which she would not. My mother not only has a felony for AWDW, what's that? AWDW? But she has also brought along her husband, who also doesn't work. On top of that, he is a felon who spent 15 years in prison for attempted murder. Oh my God! We have multiple firearms within our home. Upon explaining this to her, she is now taking it as a personal attack on her rather than understanding the risk of my boyfriend losing his 10-year career. I'm getting bombarded with pages of text messages guilt tripping me because she is sleeping in her car even though her husband has family here, and they told my mother and stepfather they cannot stay with them because they have no room. I feel horrible because she's sleeping in a car. I truly do, but her presence has already caused a huge rift between my boyfriend and I. Our home is so peaceful. We communicate and plan things out, and she is the exact opposite. She even insulted me. You've never been about the family. I can't believe you would allow your mother to sleep in a car. How would you feel if her husband said you can't come to our house? Because I told her I'd rather her meet with me and talk in person than send me 10-page text messages. She refuses. My boyfriend made an honest effort to take her out to lunch to explain why she couldn't live with us, and she has treated him so rudely. I know it's not fair to him. I feel completely torn. I'm not sure what to do. Any advice? Why are you feeling torn? What are you feeling torn? Okay, let's rewind here. Let's rewind. Okay. She's a grown ass woman in her 40s, okay? She's a felon. Okay, she went and married a felon who had been in prison for murder. Okay, what chances does he have to be a success at anything with a record for murder? Okay, he's a loser from the start to the finish. There's no way he can do nothing. Okay, but she decided to marry him. Okay, that was again her choice. She's never been stable. Again, her choice. She changes husbands and boyfriends. Again, her choice. She's never been good with money, not even trying to learn. So that again, that's her choice. You moved away to another state to escape her. You built your life and everything. So now she comes and follows you to where you are and gets a job at your company. She has no plan to stay. I guess her plan was she was going to sponge off of you and live with you and have her, bummy ass felon husband up in your house where your dude is a police officer or whatever. But she found out that wasn't going to happen. So now they're sleeping in their car. So again, they didn't make a plan. So they just moved there expecting to, sponge off of you. And so again, that was her choice. So every single thing that she's doing, she chose to do. Why are you feeling guilty and conflicted about it? You need to ask yourself that. She chose to be living this dusty lifestyle. Nothing about this. Thanks, Jim Doll. Look at that little dancing thing. Nothing about this situation has anything to do with you. Stick to your guns. Tell her no. And as I've said so many times before tonight, change your number. Change your number so she can't call you. If she shows up at your house, call the police. Have her carted away and arrested. I mean, what? She can't be coming to a police officer's house making a ruckus. She can't do that. And what she's doing to you is called harassment. So, I don't know. And if she starts fucking with you at work, make sure you go to HR and tell them the same thing. Because even though you guys are related, in most companies, they don't hire people that, you relate to somebody. They don't hire them. So I'm really surprised that even happened. This is just some unbelievable stuff. But I do hope that, you guys listen. Everybody tonight on tonight's show that has ratchet, disgusting parents, I'm so sorry that was your experience. It's very, very unfortunate, but you got to be very courageous. Stop feeling guilty. There's nothing you did wrong. You were a child. Okay, they chose to do everything that they did. They chose to mistreat you. They chose to make the choices that they made. As a child, you had nothing to do with that, and you still don't. There's no reason for you to feel guilty. You had no influence, no decision-making power, nothing that you did or said put them in the position that they're now in. They did that to themselves. You don't need to feel anything about it except like, wow, you dumb. That's all you need to be thinking. Okay? That's what I got to say about it. But so again, I want to thank everybody for showing up for tonight's show. I know it's a holiday, so we got a lot less people in here tonight. A lot of people are already away for their holidays on trips and probably on planes right now. But I have, I'm going to be up with that cousin Joy. So we'll probably record a video and upload it sometime, over the next few days and talking about whatever we decide to talk about. So you guys can look for that. And then I will be back home on the weekend. So we'll see what I can come up with maybe on Sunday and upload something. But I hope you all have a great, great, great turkey day. Don't eat too much. Don't drink too much. And if you drink, don't drive. Okay? Drink at the house and then lay on the floor and sleep it off. So I want to make sure that I see you next week. Okay? This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. I'll see you guys next week for What the Fuck Tuesday, at the latest next week for What the Fuck Tuesday. And then we'll be back on schedule on Friday for our Dusty News Network shows. You guys send those things in. If you have a question and you want to appear on this show, look in the advice, submit your advice question link below in the show description box and send your question in. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.